Welcome back, Patriots, to the Bald Brad Show. It is officially Thursday, folks. It's been 1 month, exactly February 20th, since Donald Trump took the reins of the Oval Office to make America great again. And boy, oh boy, he is doing it. Man, with DOGE, with foreign policy, he has actually set up a meeting to see Putin himself by the end of the month. This dude does not sleep, man. He does not sit on things. He gets things done. Unlike our elected other officials in Congress that absolutely suck. And hey, it's our fault for electing them, but we're going to break everything down for you today, folks. We have a lot of news, If you could support us by hitting that like button, it greatly does push our videos out there to new viewers who haven't seen our content or our channel. So it does help out. Shout out to Stephen HKQ, Outdoor Living, VIP Auction Group. Love that one. Nuri. We got Steve in here, Peggy, Danielle, Q. I said Q already. Q got double shout outs, 3 shout outs. Lulu, more shout outs than everybody. More so shout outs. Dizzy, Karen, Strawberry, Jeremy, Craig, Bats, what's going on? Mezzy's in the house. We got all the Patriots in here, and more people will be trickling on in, but we did go live right on time. Let's jump right into the news, man, because I'm telling you, I say this every morning now. We can't keep up. We can't keep up here on the show with what Donald Trump is doing. The guy is twice my age, plus some, and is just outpacing me. He's just getting started, Patriots. This man is only a month into the job, but we get 4 more years of greatness. And blessed to have him in the White House, as are all of you, I'm sure. Well, on Wednesday, Trump touted how his administration was just getting started after the Department of Government Efficiency, overseen by Elon Musk, saved what he said were tens of billions of dollars. No, sir. No. Over 100 billion, sir. Over 100 billion. And saw a quote unquote clerical error of $4.7 trillion. We're going to reel that one back in really quick because it is breaking news to a lot of people. Elon Musk found a bunch of line items that were going to budgets that didn't have a treasury mark on it, meaning they were untraceable dollars to the tune of 4.7 trillion. We don't know where they went. You can't track it. It's virtually impossible. Some of them you might be able to if you're lucky, but yeah, how about saving us there? I'd be curious to see how much of that 4.7 gets spent now, knowing that it's actually traceable. So you're not going to go transing sea turtles in the middle of the ocean. And it was also stated that if Elon Musk does in fact save $2 trillion by the end of July 4th, 2026, when DOGE actually closes its doors, the plan is to give the taxpayer, keyword taxpayer, 20% back of that money. Now, I said on the show, hey, I think we should get all of it back. I think we should get every penny that is saved back, or honestly, it really should be going to paying off the debt, but here nor there, I'll take the 20%. That 20% amounts to about $5,000 per person. We talked about this yesterday. And when I say per person, per taxpayer, there is a difference. People are out there that don't pay taxes, and then there's people that do. Now, I did a TikTok yesterday, and it has everything to do with this. And I said that same thing of, hey, you know, this 4.7 trillion, you're going to get $5,000 back, blah, blah, blah. And then I followed up saying, you know, the real question is, Democrats don't think this is real. Progressive left don't think it's real. The Democrats and the progressive left are going after Elon Musk for doing this in the first place. And I mean this in all seriousness. Then you should elect to not have this money when it actually comes your way. You know they're going to cash that shit, right? You know they're going to cash that check real quick, Patriots. But they're going to pretend like this is all fake. Is that check fake then? Because if it's fake money. I want that money. So what I said in TikTok was, hey, why don't you go ahead and you forfeit your money, give it to all of us. I'll gladly take it. I got bills to pay too. And yeah, we'll go on our merry way. Oh, that's what you guys got to get on TikTok, man. I'm telling you, the freaking libs in there lost their mind on another video, folks. Go read the comments. One dude had like 150,000 followers and was like, hey, where's your sources? Did I not tell you they're not capable of going on the internet and finding information out for themselves? I'm telling you, I laughed my ass off about it. I was going to get a screenshot and show you guys, but you can go on there yourselves. And so I wrote back and said, why don't you go on the internet yourself, you idiot? Like, what I said, WTF? Like, what the fuck? Like, you're not an adult. You're not able to do this stuff yourself. So this is how these people think Elon Musk's doing great things, and so is Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump spoke about DOGE's progress so far and other topics during the evening appearance in the FLL Priority Summit. I don't even know what that is. Saudi Arabia-backed event that draws a mix of global tech executives and financiers taking place in Miami. In less than a single month, the Department of DOGE has already saved 55. Yes, just a short period of time, 55 billion. It's 100. It's 100, Mr. President. So Mr. President, he's busy. I'm going to let it slide. He's busy. Yeah, can we get it tax-free? Great point. Probably not, because it's the government. But I think you make a great point. It should be tax-free, and they might do something with that. That's you bring up a great point. I should have thought of that. Hey, you're doing my job. Musk got a shout out when Trump said there's even under consideration a new concept of giving 20% of DOGE savings to the American citizen. Now I'm gonna pause. Okay, it does sound fine and dandy, right? It sounds freaking awesome. But here's the issue. It's basically a stimulus check. You're going to pump the economy full of billions of dollars. And that could have an upward swing, because when you pump the economy full of money, what does that create? And we learned this from Joey with the stimulus checks, folks. What does it create? Yes, sir. It creates inflation. So he needs to be very, very careful with this, because it could lead to some problems for the guy. Not just a PR nightmare by saying, I'm going to lower inflation, add record and low inflation my first term, I'll have record and low inflation my second term, all these things. It create a massive problem for the guy. So how is he going to balance that out? I actually don't have an answer for you. I thought about it, but I'm not really sure. You're going to be pumping the economy full of that much money? I don't know. We also have him talking about the various tax cuts he wants out of Congress. And this is going to affect all of us, because his tax cuts expire when? Oh, right around noon. It's very soon. 2025 this year, they expire. He endorsed a House budget reconciliation package that would not leave this aspect of his domestic agenda to be relegated to a future bill like the Senate GOP plan. We're going to dramatically cut taxes for families and for workers and for companies. That's great news. More money in your pockets, including no tax on tips. Hopefully no tax on Social Security. Can we get this under control first, Mr. President? I mean, I want that as well. I don't think your money should be taxed. It was already taxed. I mean, how many times are we going to continue to tax us? But there's a lot of people in the tune of 21 million that are receiving Social Security checks that shouldn't be. So it's making sense why it's going insolvent, because a bunch of people that are dead, that are out there into dust, into the ether, are receiving our money. And then no tax on overtime. So that's always nice. I mean, folks, I got to tell you, it feels like it's been longer than a month. It blows my mind of how much stuff he's gotten done through our government in 1 month. And it's remarkable. Yes, I'm just going to take it from my mouth. I'm telling you, Patriots, we're like two peas in a pod, aren't we? Lulu says it's a remarkable thing. Yes, it is. Now, it's a remarkable thing that Democrats still, in some cases, have their head up their tushies. And it's a remarkable thing of what Donald Trump is doing. Now, here's the other remarkable thing. Trump's going to be cutting about 6,000 jobs at the IRS, baby. Yeah. None of us like the IRS. Now, we got to be careful here on the show, because they're going to come after us. Hey, look, I report everything. I was a tax accountant. I follow the law. I do everything I'm supposed to do. That's the one government entity you actually don't want to mess with. And even when I taught personal finance, I would always tell the youngsters, you do not want to F with the IRS. Accountants, the IRS is scared of the IRS. Nobody screws with them. So my books are clean, baby. And thank you for saying smash the like button. Greatly appreciate it. Actually, that reminded myself, I should smash my own like button. Jesus, what am I doing? You have, according to the New York Times, about 6,000 employees of the IRS will be laid off on Thursday. IRS managers on Wednesday began asking employees to report to the office in the coming days and bring with them their government-issued equipment. Oh, you know what that means. You're going to lose your laptop. One mail obtained by the New York Times. Under an executive order, IRS has been directed to terminate probationary employees who were not deemed critical to filing season. So then why did we hire them in the first place? We don't have any details that were permitted to share, but this is all tied to compliance with the executive order. Wait, so you just hired people, but we didn't maybe probably need those people, which is probably why those people are being laid off, and that's why they're probationary, because you're on probation, so you're being terminated. I'm telling you, the bloat and the waste it's astronomical. I'm not even saying this is fraud. Again, Democrats they're still a month in trying to figure out, well, are you just focused on fraud or are you focused on waste? I've told you folks, incapable. See, incapable, waste and fraud. They don't understand that you could do both at the same time. It's a fascinating thing to witness, and I'm not being satirical by any means. It's a remarkable thing to watch these people incapable of actually understanding that you could do two things at once. Like, I can breathe and drink coffee at the same time. Look at that. They're blown away. They're blown away. It's magic. It's magic. In August of 2022, I cracked myself up. You guys know that by now. Senate Democrats passed the Biden administration's $740 billion Inflation Reduction Act. Y'all remember Joey on that one? It's going to reduce inflation. He didn't even know that it was called Bidenomics. I don't know if y'all recall that. Joe Biden had no idea, and he supposedly came up with it, that it was called Bidenomics. And then he was trying to tout through Karine Jean-Pierre and others that the Inflation Reduction Act was going to help reduce inflation when it didn't. And then he even came out later himself and said, it's contrary to what the titles actually is. We probably shouldn't have called it that. Not my words. That's his words, not mine. 740 billion, man. The IRS initially received 79.4 billion from the IRA. The Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023 rescinded 1.4 billion, and further Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2024 rescinded an additional 20 billion. As to the rumor 87,000 new IRS agents would scare the heck out of millions of Americans, millions of Americans aren't going to be impacted by the other than getting better service from the IRS. Anybody actually believe that? Anybody? Give me a break. Oh, no. Hey. And it's also actually a really remarkable statement. Millions of Americans aren't going to be impacted by other than getting better service from the IRS. Hey, they're just going to knock on your door to take out your trash for you. Not a big deal. Oh, we're going to give you better service. Yeah, we're going to make sure you owe more money. This is how these people think. I don't want better service from the IRS. I want worse service. Now, in some capacity, because I need them for my check, my refund if I get one. But you get what I mean? You don't want that field agent giving you better service, because that better service means more money owed to the government, most likely. Having their telephone answer getting the questions they need in order to comply with our tax laws. The auditing is going to be focused on those high income, large corporations, etc. Yet I think it's a fair situation. The IRS desperately needs help, and this bill gives them all the help they need. I've always said, if you think that they're going to stop with the high income individuals and corporations, you got another thing coming to you. Because once they're done with all the high taxed individuals, those IRS agents still need something to do. And they're going to send them to who? All of you and me. That's where they go. It's a ploy. It's a lie. The government wants your money. You know they do, especially if they're Democrat, because they like bloated government, and they need your money. They need your money so they can go spend it on condoms in Mozambique. Yes, that's where they spend your money. We will get to Kash Patel news in a little bit. I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. Well, DOJ here. Prosecutor steps down after refusing criminal probe into $20 billion in Biden climate spending. Oh, he just wants to step down all of a sudden, huh? Weird. Why would you do that? Like, you have something to hide? I mean, it's climate? I was told climate change is happening. You got to spend money on it. It's going to fix it. People, I told you this. The speaking is the crazy thinking is crazy. A top prosecutor in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C. resigned the other day over an order to open a criminal investigation into the Biden-era climate-related contracts. How many billions of dollars in contracts did we look at the other day? Or I should say, over the last couple of weeks, where the Democrats are just throwing money out the window for stuff that's not going to change things, will not change things about climate change, and doesn't do anything other than uplift somebody else in some way, shape, or form through probably the form of money laundering or embezzlement. That's all it is. And guys, they're saying that, oh, well, Republicans are doing this too. Republicans, you can't say Republicans don't believe in climate change and then say that Republicans wanted money to go towards climate change. And this is how they think. Well, you guys, oh shit, I think he doesn't work. No, it doesn't, because your brain is broken. That's why. And somebody has to tell the Democrats their brain is broken. And some might be going, well, Brad, not all Democrats think that way. I think you're really more talking about the progressive left. In my mind nowadays, they're pretty much all the same. I know Ben Shapiro, the guys at the Daily Wire, which I love. As you can see, I talk a lot about their articles because they do a fabulous job over there. I think they got that one wrong. The Democrat Party has been absorbed by the progressive left. The Democrat Party does not believe in the same values that we hold. That is why you're seeing people like Elon Musk. You're seeing people like Tulsi Gabbard. You're seeing people like RFK Jr. You're seeing other people in the Democrat Party starting to switch their allegiance over to the Republican Party because they realize the Democrat Party is a shell of itself. It is not like the Bill Clinton Democrat Party. Hell, it's not even like the Obama Party anymore. Granted, Obama was the one that started kind of this whole gear of changing things. But if you look, and I always say this, like a JFK style speech about the Democrat Party, you would probably go, hey, this doesn't sound that bad. I mean, they want a big government, but not massive government. So they've gone really far left. So far left that they're actually using their imagination to create things and then fund that imaginary thing. See, and then they'll go in the comments, oh, can you give me receipts? Yeah, you trying to change a boy into a girl, not possible. You could do all the crazy fuckery you want that's evil, scummy, and weird as shit, because you guys are in the weird stuff. You shouldn't do it, and you shouldn't fund it. How about that? Or how about, the climate's changing? Uh-huh. Yeah, in some places it's cold. And you know what? It's going to change in a few months to somewhat warm. Hey, here's a shocker. And again, it's going to change once again. But I know we have 4 seasons. It actually changes every, yeah, you get it. They don't. Well, the climate's going to change. Yeah, so what's you pouring billions of dollars into something going to do? What are you going to do about China? What are you going to do about India? What are you going to do about Afghanistan? What are you going to do about the Middle East burning millions of tires? They don't talk about these things, right? Because it's all United States' fault. All this is us. And then people elect them. And then they have a voice. Where was I? I don't know what the hell I was talking about here. You guys know I go on my tangents. I'll be like, I give you the news, but I got to have a little bit of fun here too. And I have a great time with you. I appreciate you listening. Here we go. Where the hell was I? I'm like, Joey, what's happening? The investigation cited, it is believed to be a part of an effort by the EPA, of course it is, to claw back at least $20 billion worth of green energy contracts issued in the final weeks of the Biden administration. He's paying off all these scumbags. He's paying off all these people for cleaning his diaper. Joey is probably the person that's polluted things the most by getting his diapers all filled. Well, we'll leave it at that. But that's taking place. So hopefully we get that $20 billion back. That's a lot of money. And you know what? If we get that $20 billion back, guess where it should go? To all of us. I want that money. I want it. I want that money so much. If you're enjoying that, hit that like button, folks. It does help support the show greatly. We are getting live updates here on expected vote of Kash Patel's confirmation. This is the most recent thing I have here, and hopefully it's not super long. Let's see if it's going to work. If not, we'll kind of wait a little bit. Let's read a few of the chats while we're getting through this. I have to wait for the advertiser to run. Climate change is part of a natural planet cycle. There you go. Tarbox gets it. Tarbox gets it. Let's see some congressman arrests. I would love to see that as well. You know they stole money. You know that's going in the pockets of somebody, and it's probably them. It is probably them. Here we go, folks. And let's roll it.
Today on Capitol Hill, a contentious confirmation vote for FBI Director nominee Kash Patel. Does he have the votes to get through? Well, it's the man that knows all the math. Fox News senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergam joins us live from Capitol Hill. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, guys. Republicans will break a filibuster on the Kash Patel nomination and confirm him just after 2 Eastern Time. Expect a party line vote. Utah Republican John Curtis will support Patel. The GOP wants reform.
Many of those fired agents were behind the retaliation against multiple FBI whistleblowers. They ruined lives and careers for their own political ends. They should be held accountable.
Patel will be the 19th nominee confirmed, 13 with bipartisan support. But some Democrats are enduring confirmation remorse after their votes for Trump nominees. Democrat Richard Blumenthal supported VA Secretary Doug Collins.
Voting for Secretary Collins was a mistake, and I apologize to the veterans of the country. He has betrayed the promises that he made to me during his confirmation hearing.
It's unclear if all Republicans will vote for Labor Secretary nominee Lori Chavez DeRemer. She backed off her pro-labor stance at her confirmation.
Look, I'm a Kash Patel fan. The guy is freaking sharp. He's on it. He knows his stuff. And here's the thing. The guy has worked in the DOJ. He's worked for the FBI. He's done a lot of stuff, but he's been in a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And he's also seen a lot of classified information, like the 9/11 files, like the JFK files, like the Epstein list stuff. He's seen a lot of things, folks. And it's the one that's bothered me the most in the sense of taking so long to get him confirmed. And my conspiracy antennas are kind of going up thinking, why is he the one that's taking the longest? Because he's the one that says he's going to expose all this stuff. My fear is that the FBI, all these 3-letter agencies, has had an opportunity to get rid of some important evidence, some important information. And, you know, a little delete, throw in the trash here, do a little bleach bit like Hillary did, you know, take hammers to some cell phones and some servers. I don't know. Travis Cobb, thank you so much. And Travis gave, I believe, a donation through my website. Thank you. Appreciate it. There needs to be a basic physical test for Congress where you have to walk up 3 flights of stairs. If you need more than a 2-minute recovery time, you are kicked out. Not a bad option. I'm kind of for that. Yeah, I like that. Or let's throw this in here. Let's have a little bit of fun. If you need any sort of assistance getting upstairs, how about that one? That's good. Unless you broke a hip. If anybody's not aware of who broke a hip recently. Oh boy, let's get into some more news here, folks. I would like to give you some updated news and then we'll kind of get into some wonky stuff here. Because I want you going into your day knowing what the hell's going on. Zelenskyy was on the cover of Vogue. So this is breaking 3 hours ago. All of us were probably still sleeping. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy and his wife featured in a Vogue magazine cover story, which has sparked significant controversy criticized by Elon Musk for occurring while the war with Russia continues. Musk's critique centers on the perceived insensitivity of the timing, contrasting the couple's portrayal with the ongoing conflict's grim realities. Various reactions on social media range from support for Zelenskyy's leadership tactics to accusations of insensitivity or political maneuvering. Now, I'm not really into insensitivity, right? We can all have thick skin. If the guy wants to go on a cover of Vogue, I don't really care. Does it look good? Obviously not. But he is going to be losing a lot of funding soon. So he probably wants to get his ass in gear a little bit. Here's what was posted by Elon Musk as of 10 hours ago. This is what this looks like. Read the room. Zelenskyy and wife raise eyebrows by posing for glossy Vogue. So this is what they're doing, driving nice cars. You know, the guy has put on this persona, like he always wears that shirt, right? And like the tactical military pants. It's like, you're not on the front lines, dude. Okay. You're not out there, you know, with the rest of the boys that are freaking in trenches, getting hit by drones. It's annoying. It's annoying. It's all image. When I see crap like this, like him wearing this style shirt and the pants, it's like, dude, first of all, you're a comedian. You're not on the front lines. You're sitting in a cush area. You're traveling the world, meeting a bunch of people. You've lost a ton of our money. And you go, oh, we didn't receive it. You are getting your pensions paid for. You're getting your education stuff paid for by the American taxpayer. We're tired of it. So he's about to have his bleep pushed in. And he's about to have a big wake-up call. And do I want that to happen? Absolutely not, you guys. But the money needs to stop. And so Zelenskyy, he goes just yesterday and asks the Europeans, this is unbelievable, because he knows he's not going to get the 250 billion from us, right? So he goes to the European nations and he's basically demanding that they give him $250 billion, that the Europeans step up. If the Europeans want to pay for it, go right ahead. I don't care. I am tired of paying for somebody else's shit all the time. I could barely pay for my own stuff. I am tired of it. We're all tired of it. We're drowned out. Okay. We're getting sluggish. And I was taking a walk yesterday. I know I'm going on a tangent, but hell, this is what the show's all about. And I was looking at our streets and our roads. You know, there's like gum on the street. There's trash, all this stuff. It's kind of corroded. There's chips in it. Like it could be better. And I was thinking, and I'm like, man, we're $36 trillion in debt. And I'm like, look at what we've done. Look at our roads. Look at our streets. Look at our cities. Look at our infrastructure. It's crap. I go, I live here. And I was thinking, I was like, we just lost 20 years. I'm not saying we lost 20 years of life, but like we lost 20, 25, maybe 30 solid years of like, we could have got some really big shit done here in the United States, man. We could have gotten some crazy infrastructure built if we didn't allow this waste and fraud to take place. Like, just imagine what things would have looked like here in the United States if we didn't allow this to happen. What a waste, man. Just what a waste. And then we're always saying, oh, we don't have any money to pay for this. We don't have money to pay for that. We don't have money for a border wall. Yeah, because you jackasses in Congress, we're sending it to trans dolphins and sea lions in the Gulf Coast. Now it makes sense. Yeah, you're saying this. You're sending to some dude in a hut back in India so he can make curry for all his friends or something. Lost 20 years, man. And I'm putting most of the blame on Democrats until somebody else proves me otherwise. How could you make a claim like that? If you're going to make a claim, you need to support it. Yeah. Transgender stuff, climate change, that's where it's all been going. And by the way, I'm a fiscal conservative. It ain't fiscal conservatives doing this shit. And if it is one, then they're not a fiscal conservative. It's that easy. It's that easy. Now, something I really love, Donald Trump is going into Fort Knox. I don't know who this is, but I like this guy. He seems kind of fun. Hey, he's going, I want to know if the gold's there. Now, what you're going to see here, Trump is actually kind of excited about this. Trump loves gold, right? He even, I mean, everything that he has some sort of like gold leaf on it. It's gold plated. He loves freaking gold. Donald Trump is going to have an orgasm when he enters in Fort Knox. Curious? Talk about it.
On DOGE, do you know what they're looking at specifically at the Department of Defense right now?
Yeah, they're looking at everything.
And are they going to cut more national
They're looking at, we're
security
going to go into Fort
positions?
Knox to make sure the gold is there.
Are they going to
You
cut
know that?
more?
We're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
Sir,
That was that bad bump.
That was a big turbulence. You see that? Look at Trump's face. Oh, shit! Sorry, let's go back a little bit. I want to see the turbulence again. That was fun.
Are they going to
You
cut
know that?
more?
We're going to go into Fort Knox. Do you know about that?
Sir,
That was that bad bump.
are they going to eliminate more national security positions, civilians there?
We'll
at
see what
DOD?
happens. But one of the things we do want to look, I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Where would this president brought up?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
Yeah, no. We're going to be effed is what we're going to be, because we're using that gold as collateral. We'd have massive problems. Now, what I picture is like, as they're flying there, right? You got a bunch of guys that were told, get out the paint, and just start painting a bunch of wood bricks. Like, fuck. I want a full audit on those gold bars. I'm dead serious. I don't mind the money. Because if there's not a full accounting of this, we really don't know what we have. We say we do. Folks, there hasn't been an audit on this since what, 1953, I think is what we said. So we need to get it. I want to know what we have. Here we go. President Trump says we're going into Fort Knox to make sure the gold's there. If it's not, like I said, we are screwed.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Don't worry, Joe Pesci. That's just Joey's garage after we got done ransacking it for classified documents. It was one of my favorite things that Joe Biden ever said, that his garage is more secure than Fort Knox. What does that say about Fort Knox? I'm almost positive the last actual accounting of the gold bars was done in 1953. I'm almost positive, but I'll take the 1974 from Dave. Dave's saying the last audit done 1974. People are saying 70s. So I'll take the Patriots' words for it. I'll take your words for it. So we're waiting on Kash Patel to see if he gets confirmed. I don't know if that'll happen while I'm on the show. But we got impeachments happening for Obama judges who restricted DOGE access to Treasury payments. Important move here. And it's funny how it's all Obama's people, right? Resigning, right? Possibility of getting impeached, or it's Biden's people. You know what they have in common? Wasting your bleeping money. That's what they have in common. And Donald Trump's just getting started, folks. Like I said, we're only a month in. We're going to come back to this in just one moment. But I want to make sure we give some highlights here to our sponsors. You haven't heard of this one before, which is kind of fun. You got to ask yourselves, we got a lot of older people in here, and I'm not hounding on your age. My knees hurt too. And that's what you got to ask yourselves. Are your knees aching? Mine actually are. That is true. Do your joints feel stiff every morning? Yes. It's like it's talking to me. You are not alone, and you don't have to live with that pain. Thank God. What do we got here? Introducing Joint Restore Gummies. Dude, this is what I'm freaking talking about. The delicious strawberry flavored way to soothe your joints and get back to moving comfortably. These gummies are packed with CBD and I think it's boswellia, two powerful ingredients that target inflammation and support joint repair. Dude, I'm going to have to get myself some of these. No messy creams, no chalky pills, just one gummy a day for real relief. I really wanted to make a joke there, but I'm not going to because it's a sponsor. People everywhere are raving about how Joint Restore gummies have helped them walk, run, and live pain-free again. Now it's your turn. Right now, there's a special offer waiting for you. Click on the link on your screen or scan the QR code with your phone. There'll also be a link in the description. So your joints will thank you. This is actually a really cool idea of putting this stuff into gummies, applying it with CBD and boswellia. And so that you can, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And so that it can give you some relief. And I'm being sincere, as somebody that played hockey for 25 years, I'm going to look into this and probably grab some myself because my knees, back, and joints are just destroyed, absolutely destroyed. So I'm going to look into that myself. CBD does really work. And it's one of the things that one of the three things I've really changed my opinion on. CBD, marijuana, and why am I blanking? It's like, oh, I changed my mind. Something else. I don't remember what the third one was now. I don't know, but definitely the marijuana. Now I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do that stuff. But it does have some properties that are good. No, not shrooms. Dave, damn you. No. Yes, I'm a pretty straight edge guy, by the way. Like I'll have a beer every now and then, but and that's probably like maybe once or twice a month. But other than that, yeah, I'm a pretty clean guy, man. And just because you do shrooms doesn't mean you're not clean. It's just not something I would want to do. Alrighty, so back to this. Wednesday, a House Republican unveiled articles of impeachment against a federal judge in New York for temporarily restricting Trump administration officials, including the Department of Government Efficiency, for accessing a payment system of the Treasury Department. Why would you block it if you didn't have anything to hide? I love this. Like, well, Elon's going to have our information. And then he comes out, right? He goes, dude, I own PayPal. I have your information, you idiots. He's going to know where I live. Folks, I'm going to point something out here. You know how TikTok went down? Everybody went to this Chinese app, like legitimately China app called like Red Note. They all signed a terms of agreement that was in a different language, Mandarin or Cantonese, one or the other. They didn't know what the hell it said. They just signed it. And then they put in all their information. Then they're complaining that Elon Musk, who's an American citizen, who's working to make America great again, has their information when they willingly gave it up to the CCP. It doesn't work. It doesn't mesh. So the articles of impeachment were introduced by Eli Crane, accused U.S. District Judge Paul Engelmayer, an Obama appointee of high crimes and misdemeanors, after his recent order that favored 19 Democrat state attorney general who had sued over DOGE's ability to access the system that reportedly oversees trillions of dollars in payments each year. Yeah, maybe like $4.7 trillion in payments that didn't have a code next to it, so it wasn't traceable. Maybe they didn't want us to look into that one, huh? Yeah, maybe that was going into the pockets of this judge. Who knows? Maybe that was going into the pockets of all these elites. Makes you wonder how the hell people are making millions of dollars for not doing jack shit. Oh, I go to garage sales and I sell antiques. Really? That's how you became a billionaire, is going to garages, like garage sales and selling them, and you're a billionaire? Yeah, if you just work hard, you can do it too. Yeah, okay. Sure, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I sell sardines off a boat in the oceans of Costa Rica. Really? You made $1 billion doing that? Because I work 3 jobs. I'm nowhere near $1 billion. I like bust my ass. Yeah, if you work hard, you can do it too. Yeah, Gotta make sense where all these freaking people are getting their money from now. All of us. Hey, how's that like place killing it in the middle of fucking nowhere? How is it they got like nice buildings, AC, electricity, they got running water. They're in the middle of a desert. How does that happen? Well, it's kind of starting to make a little bit of sense now, isn't it? You're paying for it. Yeah, somehow they got all that money and they're flourishing. They're flourishing. It's unbelievable. There's water sprouting out of the desert going, how did you drill here? It's sand. It's sand. So that's taking place. That's taking place. Good. And he should be gone. The other good news is, I mean, we got endless good news here. Do we not today? Do we not have endless good news? Here's Trump. Admin formally designates 8 cartels, gangs as terrorist organizations. Good. Which now gives us a little bit more access into going into other countries like Mexico with our drones, which we're already doing, by the way, and going after these people. And it's kind of one step geared towards now put boots on the ground and taking out these guys. The U.S. State Department announced on Wednesday that it has formally designated several drug cartels and gangs as official terrorist organizations and specially designated global terrorists, which expands the administration's ability to combat the organizations, which is why Trump did it. And these people are terrorists. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said that the designation, which was made in consultation with the Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's just great, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, and congrats on the confirmation, that's a recent one, came after a sufficient factual basis was established under the Immigration and Nationality Act to classify the entities as FTOs. FTOs and SDGT designations were applied to following criminal enterprises. I'm not going to read this stuff, but those are the cartels for you. Is stated by the State Department. And like I said, it allows us to go in and take these guys out. Also, the designations come after news broke this week that the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, was flying MQ-9 Reaper drones, which we did cover here on the show, I think on Monday. I think we covered that, or Tuesday, over Mexico as part of the Trump's efforts to revamp the war against transnational drug cartels. I don't know if this is more so of a movement to track where they are and kind of gather some intelligence from these cartels, these terrorist organizations, and then go in and attack. I don't know if that's part of it is, hey, let's get some information. Let's see how they move. Let's watch them for a little bit. And then kaboom, we're going to take them out. I would be fascinating if Donald Trump decides to drop bombs. Can you imagine the Democrat Party spazzing out over that? Dropping bombs on Mexico? They're our allies. They pick our food. Remember how they said that? Who's gonna fold our clothes and clean our hotel rooms? This is what the Democrats are saying. This is not me. Okay. I'm laughing because I think it's insane. There's like 190 different people, or like types of people here, or should I say 190 different, there's people from 190 different countries that are here. And for some reason, it's only the Mexicans that are in the streets. It's the oddest thing to me because you got everybody else being deported. I don't see their little like India or little Italy, little Tokyo. I don't see all these different areas coming out protesting. I just see people holding up the Mexican flag. It's an odd thing to me. It's really, really weird. But for something, or for some reason, it's not weird to them to fly somebody else's flag in a country that you reside in, knowing that you won't live in Mexico because you know America's better. People will say a lot of things, but their actions are kind of like that tell. You know what I mean? It's that tell that really speaks volumes. And what does that tell them living here and them wanting to reside here and stay here? Because they know America is the greatest country that's ever existed, hands down. We got Borders Czar news here. Hope you guys are into this. Yes, very weird. Thank you. Yep, I'm not the only one. Mary's here. Mary, are you new? Thank you for sharing exactly how I feel. Mary, welcome. I have not seen your name in the chat. And Steve, same as appreciate it. I think we got a lot of new people joining us. Well, welcome. Steve might be here before. The name does actually look familiar, but Mary's name doesn't. So Mary, welcome if you are new here. Glad to have you. Trump's Border Czar marks President's Day with statistic that puts Biden admin to shame. Now, I've been holding off on this one. It's actually been up in my tabs for a while, but we got to give credit where credit is due. And that's for Tom Hobbit here, folks. It's for Tom Hobbit. In the last 24 hours, U.S. Border Patrol has encountered a total of just 229 aliens across the entire southwest border. I want it to be 0. But bro, that is some freaking damn good numbers, man. That is down from a high of over 11,000 a day under Biden. Folks, these are just encounters. These aren't the known gotaways. So to be fair, it is actually higher than 229. There's more than that came into the interior of the country. But it's still a lot lower. I started as a Border Patrol agent in 1984, and I don't remember the numbers ever being that low. President Trump promised secure border, and he is delivering. It helps also with the PR movement. It helps with the PR movement in the sense of you're showing people getting on planes shackled, and you're sending them out there. And I said this is the message that the Biden administration should be showing, is you cuffing people, putting them on military planes, and deporting them off. By the way, I also said, as did all of you, for years, we should have sent our military down to the southern border to secure it. You have the authority through the executive branch, which just goes to show you Democrats aren't really fighting Trump, surprisingly, on sending the military to the border. They did it in 2016. But now that they got their way, right, they allowed in like 15 million plus people under just Joe Biden alone. Well, they got their way, so now they're not bitching, moaning, complaining. But it just shows that Joe Biden had the authority to do this, which we've said all along. He had the authority to send the military down there. Now you have the military down there. You show more video. You show more optics. You got the guys carrying the guns. People go, hey, I don't want to F around and find out. I think I'm cool on that one. It's funny that when you actually hold a firm stance on something, and then you follow up with consequences, and you show the world the consequences, it's amazing how you get the results you want. It's not perfect results, but it's still results. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, folks, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate y'all in the chat. Greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button again over at Rumble. Rumble's always less likes than YouTube. It should be the flippy floppy since we have more people watching on Rumble than we do YouTube. And Rumble is our home. We will be hopefully applying here to the Rumble creator program before the end of the month. I got to kind of get my high tail. I got to do more live streams. Boys win girls pole vault championship, folks. So we're back on this again. Here we go. I'm going to say that again. Boys have won girls pole vault championship in Maine days after Trump pledged to defy Trump's order. Notice that months after. There's always going to be people that slip through the cracks. I'm not upset with Trump over this. Look, he put out the order. It's up to people to follow it. When you have these lefty activists out there, they don't want to follow it and they want to ruin girls. So now these girls didn't get their championship because it was won by a boy. And if I say that, well, then I'm a jerk, right? I'm rude. I'm mean. So I'll show you the picture in a second. But a transgender identifying boy took first place in women's pole vaulting at Maine's Class B state championship on Monday, days after the state declared it would not enforce President Trump's executive order banning males from female sports at public schools. The victory by a boy in the female event helped Greeley High School girls track and field team clinch the championship by 1 point. The same student, who now goes by a girl's name, participated under a different name as a boy just years earlier, prompting outrage from a local lawmaker who wants the administration to investigate. So a little bit of a height difference here, right? Just a little bit weird. Now, if just by this being covered up, like the face, I'll be I'm being as sincere as I possibly can be. I could tell. Now you can't always tell, right? I mean, what's that place? It was like Thailand or something, has like the lady boys. What the hell are those things called? Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you like, you'll look at it like, man, you know, as a guy, right? You're like, I know something's off, but you're really pulling one on me right now. Okay, you can just tell, right? There's like the facial, just the structure of the face and the body. You can usually tell, but there's some really good people out there that can really fool you, really fool you. But the Maine state lawmaker, Lauren Libby, drew attention to the controversy on Monday, writing on Facebook, 2 years ago, boys' name titled for 5th place in boys' pole vault. Tonight, girls' name won 1st place in girls' Maine state Class B championship. Believe all women. Believe all women. Wild. I mean, it's such a weird, politically, it's the best time to be alive, but also it's also the most weird time to be alive, because we've gotten so comfortable with playing into people's mental health issues and delusions, and it's become normal and acceptable to do that. It's effed. I really do. I think it's evil. I think it's really, really wrong to play into somebody's delusions that statistically leads them down the road of doing something harmful to themselves. I don't understand it, man. It's like, I always use the idea of schizophrenia when somebody can hear and see things, and obviously it's not really there. They're not technically really seeing something or hearing something, just in their own mind. You don't go, there's not a thing called like, well, let's do schizophrenia affirmation. Let's affirm their schizophrenia, that there really are people and beings that they're hearing from and seeing. Let's go ahead and affirm that. They're picky and choosy on what they want to affirm. So now they're going to do gender affirming care. You're in a biologically male body. You feel like you're a woman. I don't know what that means, by the way. But then you want to lop off your genitals, give yourself hormone enhancers and puberty blockers to make yourself a woman. But if you were already a woman, you wouldn't have to do those things. Like, by definition, you wouldn't have to become that because you already technically are that. I don't know. But when you say things like that, oh, you're transphobia. I don't care if you're trans. If you want to be 18 years old and you want to lop off your genitals and you want to take hormone enhancers and puberty blockers, that's your choosing. I don't care. My issue is that when you start targeting kids and you're putting in these secret clubs in the education system that the parents don't know about, and quite frankly, the kid doesn't know about, but it's their LGBTQ friend that's inviting them to these clubs that are underground at these high schools and middle schools, well, then I have a little bit of a problem with that. And I have a little bit of a problem of you trying to guide kids along, affirm their, I hate to say it, but it is a delusion. I think that's gross. I think that's disgusting. I think that's wrong. There's times when you could play into delusions, and we all kind of traditionally do this. And what do I mean by that is we all tell our kids that Santa Claus is real. Oh, Santa Claus is coming, right? You're going to get presents. It's kind of the fun thing to do. But you tell them ultimately at some point that something's not real. That doesn't happen in transgenderism. There's no point where they go, hey, that's not real. I'm sorry. And they're going through something. I'm not making it seem like I hate these people. I got no qualms with the people unless they're targeting children and trying to castrate them. So when the child turns 18 because they got castrated at 15 and they go, I don't, that's not a good idea. I messed up. I'm so sorry. Well, oopsie. Yeah, your pee-pee's in a field out in Pennsylvania, buried about 6 feet into the ground, and it's turned to dust. And then you're screwed. Then you're screwed. Or say you didn't do any of those things, but you took these puberty blockers. Well, now you got a micro pee-pee, which is what happens, by the way, when you do that. And now you're screwed again. The rate you guys are doing something harmful is like 50%. I mean, you are flipping a coin. Anybody knows statistics? Those are good betting odds, by the way. If you get something that's 50-50, you bet your ass you're putting money down on that. Oh, yeah. It's astronomical odds, by the way. Astronomical odds. It's great. Travis with the $1. I don't understand why Democrats love beating women in sports, that is. The clarification there. The clarification. I don't know either. There's a weird, it's just weird. And we need to bring back mental institutions, man. And I'm very hesitant to say that because who's to decide if somebody's mentally ill? Especially nowadays, right? Somebody thinking that they could change themselves from a man to a woman is not mentally ill anymore. It's just normal to the Democrat Party. Remember, a lot of the Democrats are these psychologists that will tell you if you're crazy or not. So you walk in there and the state deems you as crazy when you're conservative Republican because you're telling somebody they can't switch from a man to a woman. Well, now you're in a kind of scary territory. And now you're the one that's going to be in a straitjacket, not the guy that's wearing a skirt that has his balls taped to his gooch and has breast implants and has all this weird ass makeup on his face. That guy's completely sane, but you're the one that's going to be thrown in the mental institution. That's why I'm fearful of saying shit like that, because this is where we're at nowadays. Things have gone real south. Oh boy, have they. Big time. Well, let's get into more of the news here. We got Dana Bash admits recent plane crashes aren't about Trump. Whoa! What? Oh, what, Dana? Is she making sense? Did I step on something? I feel like we stepped into an alternative universe. Did I speak so much truth just minutes ago that we flipped timelines? Then makes them about Trump. Oh, guess not. I spoke too soon. I guess not. It's not about Trump, but it is. Here we go.
Pete, thank you. We're extremely lucky to have you with us. Explain everything to us. Talk to you soon. I'm back here with our fantastic panel. Let's broaden it out a little bit to talk about what is going on here in Washington. As he said, there's no thread between all of those except the obvious, which is that planes are crashing, which is frightening. But this is happening against the backdrop of massive cuts across the federal government, including at the FAA. Just going to put some up on the screen. Hundreds of FAA employees have been laid off as part of Elon Musk going through all the federal agencies. And then beyond the FAA, we have 10% of the CDC workforce, 3,400 at the U.S. Forest Service, 2,200 at the Interior Department, 2,000 at the Department of Energy, 1,000 at the VA.
Yeah, listen, and so far, at least if you kind of look at how Americans, Trump voters in particular, are reacting, so far this is something that they haven't really been affected by. You do hear from some GOP senators who are in some of these states where they're public parks, for instance, raising some alarms. But so far, these cuts, because they are directed at federal workers who the right has been.
I'm so sorry. I can't take her seriously. It's the voice that does it for me. It's the voice that's throwing me off. I'm going to try to make it through.
Expert at demonizing as lazy, as working from home, as costing too much. Because they've been demonized, a lot of Americans say, too bad, so sad that they're being axed. We'll see how long that lasts. We'll see if there is any trickle-down effect for average Americans.
I just want to read.
Well, it's too bad, so sad. I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry. I'm having fun here. The voice is rough, okay? It's like, I just don't believe you. I don't believe that's really how she sounds.
What Chuck Schumer, the top Democrat in the Senate, said. I'm thankful that everyone in the flight incident in Toronto that took off from Minneapolis is safe, but we keep seeing these incidents day after day. Meanwhile, Trump's doing massive layoffs at the FAA, including safety specialists, and making our skies less and less safe. Democrats are fighting to protect the flying public.
It sounds like we're going to have Democrats very quickly blaming if there's anything with investigations pointing that the president's cuts, the DOGE cuts, led to the FAA having problems with flights, but it's going to be broader than that.
I mean, they're reaching, right? They're trying to just reach for anything that they can blame Trump for that's out there in the ether. And boy, I mean, they don't know what to do. They're trying to just keep on pace with Trump. And I think maybe that was part of one of Trump's tactics. And it kind of is killing two birds with one stone. Is you're making America great again by fixing all the things you need to fix because they were destroyed by the Democrat Party. But also, there's so many things that the Democrats and the media don't know what to focus on. They're like, shit, Trump's over here. Oh, God, do a story on it. Oh, now he's over here. Shit. Oh, we got to talk about this. Well, no, sir, we got to pick which one. We don't. Well, no, shit, he's over here now. They don't know how to handle it. They really don't know what to do. They never experienced it. They've gotten lazy because Joey's just stuck into one spot for years. Joey just was bedridden for 4 years. That's where they knew to find him. They didn't have to go running around looking for Joey. What is he going to do? Destroy the country by, in some cases, not doing anything, i.e. the southern border, and in some cases doing too much, i.e. the Inflation Reduction Act, and driving our country into the ground and, passing out stimulus checks like they're hotcakes. Yeah, that kind of was a problem that we're still seeing the ramifications of years later. Well, we got a huge sponsor today, folks, and I'm really into this one. This actually turned into one of my favorite sponsors. Is Patriot Mobile again. Tired of supporting companies that don't share your values? Switch to Patriot Mobile, folks. This is a huge company, and they do amazing things here. The name says it all, right? America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. Get dependable nationwide coverage on all 3 major networks while supporting faith, family, and freedom. And we always talk about finding those corporations, finding those companies that share your values, because when they share your values and they grow bigger, those values can be expanded to other people, can be expanded to other businesses. And that's how you make America great again. And it's through companies like Patriot Mobile right here. You have, again, all the coverage, and you're supporting, again, faith, family, and freedom. Plus, for a limited time, get your first month free, F-R-E-E, all caps, with promo code USA Strong at checkout. You know these people are patriotic with a promo code like that. USA Strong, Patriot Mobile, Taya. Call 972-PATRIOT. Again, that's 972-PATRIOT, Patriot. That's 972-PATRIOT, or visit patriotmobile.com/USA Strong now and make the switch today, folks. Get rid of that AT&T, get rid of that Verizon BS, that T-Mobile stuff, okay? You're going to get all the major networks by supporting this great company right here, and I want to appreciate them for supporting the Bald Brad Show. Greatly appreciate both our sponsors today. Again, that was Prosper CBD and then Patriot Mobile. You saw Patriot Mobile yesterday, and I hope they continue to be a sponsor because we really enjoy them, and they take care of us over here. Well, not only are they keeping the lights on for us, but all of you patriots that not just are members over at YouTube, your subscribers and members over at Rumble, but you also donate through the donation tab at baldbrad.com. I just really want to appreciate and give all of you a shout out because I think that's important. There's one other thing I want to highlight here. The big games tonight, folks. Canada versus the United States in Boston tonight. I'm telling you, this is the biggest game of the year. This is going to be bigger than the Stanley Cup. A lot of people that aren't hockey fans are going to be tuning into this game tonight. You're going to see, I got goosebumps talking about it. I think if the boys don't, first of all, you're in Boston. Anybody knows people from Boston are rowdy as shit. I think you're going to see it. I think you're going to see an insane game. I think this is going to be like Stanley Cup style playoffs, but souped up, and the boys are going to be banging, man. You're going to be seeing some hits. You're in your home crowd. I'm going to be jazzed. That's what I'll be doing. Be having a sip and a brew and watching the U.S.-Canada game, baby. Who can we get a USA chant in the chat? I'm a partake in this. I want to be I love being part of the chat. You guys know that this is me legit typing in here. USA, 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 I hit myself. USA. I love it. And I hope we win. I'm a little nervous because Canada's good. And yeah, we beat them 3-1 last time. It was really only 2-1 because we had an empty net goal. But where can you watch the game? Ooh, great question. Let's find that out right now. I think it's probably going to be on ABC. But I will answer your question right now. Where is that at? It's at the TD Garden. I actually don't know. Where I want to find out for you guys because actually I need to know. I think it's on okay, so you could watch it on ESPN, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. Usually they have it on and then I think ABC, right? Because doesn't Disney own ABC? Let's see here. USA, blah, 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 foreign nation, USA hockey history, roster. Where is it at? I don't know. No clue. I think it's ABC, though. You guys will find it. With that being said, thank you again for everybody that supports the show, you guys. I love hanging out with you. We're going to be back here tomorrow for a Friday episode. Reminder, show up, but also Friday episodes are just more lax. They're fun. I'm engaged with the chat a little bit more like I always do. And it's just, again, a little bit more unprofessional style of show, but we're going into the weekend more loosey-goosey. And I'll try to cover the snippets. I got flagged for all that footage I showed of the last one. I had to delete because I got flagged for every single one. So I will try my best, but man, YouTube is, you guys, not only did I got hit with 4 or 5 copyright strikes on that one episode, after I fixed all the copyright strikes, YouTube came back at me and then deemed that it was kind of like not hate speech or hateful, but I got flagged again. So you guys don't see that on behind the scenes, but I'll try my best to do it. It's just frustrating dealing with YouTube, really. Maybe on damn. See, that's the type of stuff we can cover on Rumble on Dark MAGA Nights. I don't know if I can do Rumble Premium, but we'll see. All right, enough of me ranting and raving. I got to go to work. You guys probably got to go to work. Have a lovely day. Pray for this country. Pray for Donald Trump, and pray for everything that he's doing because we need to make America great again. By making America great again, you make everybody else great again. Take care, Patriots.